I'm still organizing. Is anyone surprised? Hi, this is Kelly and welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And if you are joining us on Friday, May 30th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're in the chat room right next to this video. Love for you to pop in and say hello. And also take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. Now, we've talked in the past about how I organized all of my stamps and my dies, but I have 4 stamp sets here that I had ordered from Stampin' Up! Wow, last fall. And I'm in the process of trying to get some stuff that I have ordered that came in that I've not put away yet, such as the Saks haul video that you will see tomorrow. So I thought what I would do is, because I really didn't want to sit and work on anything right now, this would be a good time for me to get these cataloged and show you my process. Now this one, and this one do not have any dies, so I'm going to do these 3 first. And I start with taking these out and taking these out and putting the case back to use to store something else later. Now, I guess I got a couple here that are, I use these card bags, and I get mine from Hobby Lobby, and they're really inexpensive. They are A7 card storage bags, so they're roughly 5.5 by 7 1/4, a little over 7 1/4, and there's 10 of them for 99 cents. No, excuse me, 20 of them for 99 cents. Even better deal. So what I do is I start by cutting the sealing edge off because I am not going to seal them. Instead, I cut them down to be roughly 7 inches, which takes it down below even the opening and just creates a new opening. So I will take that one down just like that, and that will go in the garbage of a trash can that I don't have handy. And then I use, let me see if I had any open, and I do. I use these cutting mats, flexible cutting mats that I get at Dollar Tree. They are hard to find. They come in and they go out just as quick. I was lucky to get a hold of one of a bunch when I was first cataloging. Let's see, my bag is 5.5, so I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4. And this Stampin' Up! Cutter is amazing. I know I'd mentioned before, but I used one blade to do almost 600 stamp sets, cutting this and cutting my magnet sheets. Now these are, I think they're by 7, so we're going to do these just I like 7 3/4, or 6 3/4 rather. And that just, this Stampin' Up! Trimmer just cuts right through them without any problem. Now I'm going to leave that open because I know we're going to do it again. Now I could leave this on the adhesive sheet, but I find it to be a real pain in the patootie when I'm peeling stamps off. So I take one of them off and I stick it right to that. Wait a minute, I took the wrong one off. I leave it like that. There we go. And I will cut this one down, and I'm going to use my Fiskars trimmer for this because I don't have to open this. I cut this down. Now I could put this on the back, but I don't really need it because I have this. And I can see it. I can see what it is. So I don't really need this, but I could use these words in a junk journal. So I will set those aside. And I do want to make sure that this falls. Yeah, this will fall in the 7. So I take this and I turn this to where it's on the back, because it's not going to line up with my stamps anyway. Now, if this is on a silicone mat, why do I use this? Because this adds stability to the packaging. And it'll go just like that. Now let me grab another stamp set and show you how I label these really quick. Now this is one that's not a Stampin' Up! Set, but then all I do is I put the name of the stamp set up here using my Brother Labeler. And I will do that when I'm done, but I can see that it's documenting the day so I know what it's for. Now I could save this for a window sheet. That would work. So I have that one. Let's get the other one done. And I know I have more of these down here. I have parts and pieces, so I don't have to open up a new bag just yet. And I think I'm just about there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut these down. Those were 5 1/4. So I'm not taking a lot off. That's all that's coming off of those. Because I had pre-cut them. And I did this one 6 3/4. Again, just a sliver. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down to 5 1/4. If I do this, then I can put this one away. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the one down that I need for the last set. Alright, oops, that's a magnet sheet. I guess we're opening a new cutting board. Guess we're opening a new cutting board. And it needs cut as well as, oh, you know what? I have a paper trimmer right here, duh. Just like that. And there's one of those. So we're cutting these. Now these are 11 inches. So if I cut these at 5 1/4, I'm good. So this way I want to cut this one at 6 3/4. And do that cut first. And then I can come back at my 5 1/4. And that's all I need for that one. So we're going to go ahead and leave that. Leave this. Let me get the trash out of the way. I'm getting really good about throwing my trash away. I've been doing a lot of pitching lately, and Bob's going to be taking them to the dump later this week. Okay, now we've got this one, and we're going to do Love This Moment. And I got this primarily for my list journals. This one and the other one I got primarily to use with my list journals. With my brain just fried. Lael, with Lael by Mail. There we go. See, we've got these. Now they're backwards, but the flowers will work. The linings will work. The little icons will work. So that's work. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got that. Grab one of our things here. And I'm just going to estimate, there's where the opening is at, so I'm going to come down just a hair below the opening, and that's going to be close enough. And then we'll pull off the flimsy paper off of there. And this will go into here. And I can flip it this way so I can see them. How about if we turn it right side up? And this will go in there like that. This will go in the back. Just like that. And then I will label it. And I could do either side, actually, to label it. This one did not have a picture with it. That was before we started doing the polymer stamps. That's a very old Stampin' Up! Stamp set. Very much well used stamp set. Okay, let's take the next one down just a hair before that opening, or after that opening. And then slide this one in. Not yet, duh. We need to take it out of the box first. This one is called Corner in Bloom, and it has all these really cool corners. Again, I thought this would be perfect for listing with Lael. And any of the stamp sets that I use a lot with listing with Lael, including the stamps that I ordered from her, I will keep in the bedroom in my roll top desk where I'll be doing my listing. Now see, this is not directionally challenged, so I can use any of these in my junk journals. So we'll pull the flimsy paper off. And we will put this one on here. Just like this. I'm really trying to get in there, honest I am. My trimmers haven't been too bad today. This is my third video that I'm recording today, plus other stuff that I've done. And then we've got Corner in Bloom done. Now this one's going to be a little bit different, okay? Let's start with, we're going to need 2 of these bags just below that cut line. So there's 1, and here's 2. Okay, and this is going to be just, like I said, this one's going to be just a little different. We're going to start with the stamp set because we've already done it. And this one is called Storybook Friends. I loved all the little animals. And this will go great with a couple of paper collections that I bought from Spectrum Art Creations that you will see in tomorrow's haul. Then I got 4 more cases to play with. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down. Look at all those cute little images I can use. Okay. Take the flimsy acetate off, leave the firmer in the back. And then this one. And it will go. I'm trying to grab the bag on the bottom. That's not going to help. Just like that. Okay, and where am I sticking at? The stamps want to stick to that one. Didn't have that problem with the rest of them. Come on, play nice. Okay, so we have Storybook Friends. Now, I will put the title on this one so that I make sure that I go back in the right bag. But then I have the dies, and the dies are done just a little bit different. This is the dies that goes with Storybook Friends, and I think I bought the paper to go with this, and then I decided I needed the stamp set after all. So we're going to start by taking this out of the envelope, and I may use this to stick some of those sheets in. Now this one we have to trim down. So we're going to start by taking it down at the bottom. Okay. But then we can't have it any wider than 5 1/4, remember, because that's what our bags are. So I'm going to start by taking it off about here. And then I can come in here, 5 1/4, and that'll work, just like that. And I've got scraps everywhere. Okay, now, this is not going to fit in our bag. So here's what we have to do. I have, buried over here, I have a magnet sheet. And I already have some of these pre-cut, but they're cut just like we cut everything else, just like we cut the plastics. And I may have to use 2 of these, and I'm okay with that. But we're going to start by laying that one on there. And you know, if I've got to do 2 of them, let's put all the frames on one This one is actually a tag. It's even got a spot at the top where you could punch that out for a tag. So let's put the frames there. And then let's use another one. Nope, that one's not cut. See if I have one cut. I guess I don't. Okay, so we need to cut this one. And I'm not going to use my Fiskars for that. But this one needs to be 5 1/4 by 7. I'm not sure these are going to be 7 actually. Nope. Well, how did I get this? That one is 7. See if I've got a full sheet over here I can do to make it do what it's supposed to do. I do. We'll have to use those sheets for something else. So here's, actually, I use the vent deflectors. I get mine at Menards. You can probably find them in any home improvement store. And these, the ones at Menards come 3 to a pack. So I'm going to do this one at 5 1/4. Oops, there went my glue gun. By 7 1/4. Just like that. And I can use that in another craft project. So we're not throwing that away either. Okay, so we turn this one over. We'll take all of our little bunnies and stuff off of here. It is starting to get warm in here. I can tell the storm is moving in. Not looking forward to that because I like to sleep with my window open and a fan in the window. Of course, Bob's not crazy about that, but you know. Now, to ensure that these stay protected, what I like to do is I can either put a sheet of this in there, and let's go ahead, I'm going to just cut this one down. It won't take that much. Didn't want to cut the magnet with this, but I don't mind using it for my, yeah, that'll work. Ah, ha, ha. As long as you don't pinch your finger. Got my other blade trimmer over there, doesn't want to play, but I can do this and this, and then I'll put this one on the back, and then these will go right in here, and in 18 minutes I have put away 4 stamp sets and a die set. Just that easy. And then this is how I store all of them. And now this will store, I don't store my dies separately anymore. If they go with the stamp set, this will store in the box behind Storybook Friends. Just like that in the box. So they'll all store together, and for now, that's the way they're going to work. It's really all I have for you today. Take a moment, please. Leave me a comment and tell me, how do you store your stamps and your dies? Have you changed things up from when you first started? Or are you storing them the same way you always have? Or do you wish there was a better way? And what do you think of my way? Thanks for joining me in the studio today. There is a Spectrum Art Creations haul video tomorrow you are not going to want to miss. And I will let you know Monday how much you're going to get next week. I am leaving on Wednesday for a writer's conference. I'm leaving a couple of days early to work on my book. I realized today that my book is much later coming out than I thought. And it's no wonder people keep asking me when it's coming out. So I'm going to the conference a couple of days early to lock them up in the hotel and work on my book. So I will let you know Monday where we're at next week. You might want to watch the community tab because I'm not sure there's going to be time for videos this weekend. Bob's got the company from Iowa coming down to see him, the ones he went up to last week. They're planning on coming down here next week. So I need to make the main part of the house at least semi-presentable before they get here. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Creative blessings.